Hey you, come on, sit down. You're sitting at the grown-ups table. I'm your host, Jesse Pimpinella, and my partner in crime,
John Jacobs.
Thank you very much. And welcome to the grown-ups table, where we're going to talk about some very spooktacular things, especially during this month of Halloween. And we're excited because today we're going to be talking about the Battle of the Horror franchises. Yes, Michael Myers, Freddie, Jason, Jigsaw, it's all over the place. And we're happy that you're here. But before we start, I want to say this right now. Share the links because your comments is what's powering this show. We want to hear what your favorite horror movie is, who your favorite horror movie icon is, and most importantly, what's the best franchise? What is it?
I don't know.
What is the go-to of scaring the living hell out of me? It's up to you. So comment right now. And like I said, if you watch our show live here, and then if you don't have time to watch the whole show, YouTube will be there tomorrow morning. Show will be all there. But before we go any further, we got to bring out our guest of honor.
Who is it? Who's our guest? We got a guest today. Who is it? I don't know. Who is it?
This man. His label is Big Ears. He just came out with his latest album, Bad Rapper. He has been a part of many films, and one that I'm very excited to talk about, Thankskilling. Please give it up for Ryan Francis, everybody. Come on, give it up.
Yeah.
People, light up the comments section with any questions you have.
Oh, look at that little Michael Myers doll.
I brought a guest. I apologize. I didn't say, but I have a little serial killer hiding out on my desk today.
That's adorable.
Where'd you get that?
I got it, dude. This was back in the mall at Spencer's Gifts.
Oh, it's Spencer's. It's still there. I was at the mall last month.
This is 2003.
Oh, I believe it. You know what it looks like, actually? It looks like the Pee Wee Herman doll you have with just a Michael Myers head on.
You mean this one?
There he is.
There it is.
That's the one I was talking about. The one that never, ever leaves your desktop. It never, ever leaves your sight for more than a few minutes at a time.
If he pulls out a large Marge doll, I'm going to shit my pants right now. Oh, no, it's large Marge.
Just hold on. He's got something. Just hold on.
He's got something. What does he have?
An ornament.
This show just got better.
Oh,
well, you're going to have to shit your pants now.
Wait.
I'm in the middle of it. I'm in the middle of it right now.
Is that a plush ornament, or is it glass, or what is it?
It's a plush ornament. It's very cool. And I have it hanging up in my room. But I like how it's two-sided, because you know how these things tend to on
that damn tree.
How am I feeling that day? Like right there.
Oh, that's awesome. Wait. He's telling me to go shit my pants right now.
Wow.
Pete is one of my. Pete is the man. He is the owner of the Funny Stop Comedy Club. So I'll give him a quick shout out. Pete, I love you. Can't wait to come back to the club. Featuring a few weeks ago was amazing. Everybody, check out thefunnystop.com and check it out. The best comedy club in Ohio, hands down, no debate, no discussion. The Funny Stop, Cuyahoga Falls. Thank you, Pete.
Oh, dude, you don't need to say anything further. You said Cuyahoga Falls, and that's all you had to say, man. I will tell you, when my brother was in college going to Akron, he actually lived in Cuyahoga Falls at the Timber Top apartment complex, which, if you know what that is, it really just looked like a really big summer camp. They all looked like bunkhouses, but yet they were apartments from, like, I don't know, the 50s or something. It was all these hills. It was the most inefficient design I've ever seen in my life. But then I reminded myself I was in Cuyahoga Falls, and then it all made sense.
There it is. That's all you needed. It just makes sense. So it's like, I don't know why Cuyahoga Falls. That makes sense. So Ryan, let's talk a little bit with you right now. So one of the things I want to talk with you about. It's three topics. It's three topics in one. All right, we got Bad Rapper, your recent album that you released under your label Big Ears, and it's Nerdcore, which I'm very interested in what this is. So let's talk first. So let's start with Nerdcore, because this is your art. So tell me a little bit about Nerdcore. What is that?
So nerdcore is essentially this. So nerdcore can be a lot of things. So primarily you find nerdcore hip hop's kind of like the go-to, but it's essentially what you would think it would be: nerdy hip hop. So it's things that rhyme in nerd culture. So you have nerdcore hip hop artists that specifically rap about anime. I mean, deep into like anime, Dungeons and Dragons. You've got like magic. You have folks that just rap about whatever. I mean, just silly things like films.
They're hairless cats.
I mean, hairless cats. Yeah. So like I'm not big into like anime, and I'm not. There's a lot of things in nerd culture that I don't. I'm just not into, which is cool. Yeah. But
what would you say is your main thing? What's the thing that you find that you rap most about?
It's more comedy. I think it's more just like random topics. I did a Pee Wee Herman track called The Big Adventure. It's basically a beginning to end of Pee Wee's Big Adventure, that film.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
Just really kind of off topic stuff. It's more comedy. I mean, I like to. It's fun for me. It's fun to write. It's fun to just do things. On the new record, Bad Rapper, that came out on August 26th. It's an EP. It's got 6 tracks on it. It's super fun. I wrote a song called "Hoopin' for Days." I found this guy named Arrow Gray. Okay, so it was this was before COVID. I want to say this was like December, January, and this record shop, Used Kids Records here in Columbus, they shared a live stream, and all it said was, "This is Arrow Gray, and he is going to break the Guinness World Record for hula hooping." And I was like, this is wild. Like, this guy's in Columbus. Like, what is this? Clicked on it. Life changed. I mean, it's one of those moments where a simple click changed my life. Dude, it was a live stream, and it was this guy in a room, like a warehouse. Like I pictured, like, it was either an empty warehouse or like, a rental property, like a rental garage. And he was hula hooping. Not just for 30 minutes. Not just for an hour. 10 hours.
10 hours.
10 hours.
Non-stop.
I would
kill your hips after a while.
Dude, there's so many things. So many things that could go wrong. 10 hours. I would go mow the grass. I would take a nap, and then I would get wasted. Come back. I am still hula hooping. Like, dude, it just made he would do it every Sunday. Every Sunday was his practice. And I come to find out that he had already broken the Guinness World Record for hula hooping. He hula hooped for like 74 hours and 54 minutes.
How do you even after 2 or 3 days, how do you keep hula hooping without
down the leg,
without like going and
thinking down the leg?
Questions? Like, you guys share the questions that I had. Well,
how is this possible?
I've gotten to know him pretty well now. I talked with this person.
Okay.
So he's going to break his record. He's going to do it for 7 days instead of 4.
Dude, this is some David Blaine shit. Like when he locked himself in the ice cube or floated up on the balloons. Like, what the hell, man?
It is way more involved than what you could imagine.
I'm sure.
We're talking catheters. We're taking shits and kitty litter. Friends are helping clean it up. And I learned.
So it's like Cartman's mom, bathroom. And
Dude, can you imagine a friend? I volunteered to do that. But the other thing I learned, and this is cool. This advice when people do, because people do these Guinness record things. For, days, right? And they would kill themselves if it was actually no breaks. Apparently, for every hour that you do something, you earn yourself like 5 minutes of time.
Okay.
So if I'm doing something, I earn 5 minutes.
Okay.
And you can use that 5 minutes to take a break, catch a nap, whatever. And so his strategy is he'll go like 24 hours and build up all those 5 minutes and then go take a nap. He'll go like he builds it all so he can take like a 35-minute nap and grab a bite to eat and then get back to it. So it's
like you do your homework on Friday so you can party on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Right.
How do you hula hoop for 24 fucking hours, like without mistake, without eating? Like that's just insane. I would be dead. I would be absolutely dead. I am not in shape anymore.
Dude, he eats, and that's why he practices like the 10 hours a day just to kind of get. I mean, he's talking like he has to move around. He's got to like step. He's got to keep his arms moving because things will fall asleep. He's like, dude, it's incredible to watch this guy. Arrow Grey, ARROWGREY. You have to find him on the internet. He's on pause right now because of COVID. He wants it to be a very inclusive event, so he's on pause. But he's planning on breaking the Guinness record next year, 7 days. It's going to be insane, but I have a song all about it called Hoopin' for Days, and it's all about Arrow Grey. It's a really fun hula hooping song.
It is a good song. It was one of my favorites from the album. I think that was actually the first one that you had me listen to. You had me listen to them out of order, and then I sent you feedback on each one. And Hoopin' for Days, I was like, this is a motivational song. This is an inspirational song. I was like, this like motivated me to want to be successful and like achieve something. So I sent
shit
this,
and litter.
dude, yeah, I sent this huge like message to Ryan. It was like 11 o'clock at night. Like I was in this whole thing, and he was just like, well, cool, man. Yeah, it's just a song about a guy hula hooping. He's like, but I'm glad you got all that extra meaning out of it. And I'm like, oh, now I look like a chode. Like, what the hell? I just should have said good song, thumbs up.
Always appreciated.
That's the best part. He stole something from you with art, and I think that's the true hallmark to an artist, when he can steal something from his viewers.
Absolutely.
I hope like you're like, oh my god, is this like about a boxer? What? I love it. That's awesome. How long have you been doing it? I mean, how long? What got you started?
It's embarrassing. I've been doing it for about 10 years, but I never really took it seriously. And I still don't really take it seriously, but I've realized, you know, as you become an adult, as you grow older, when it comes to like hobbies, there's no time to do fun things sometimes. You know, you have to make time to do them. And I love performance art, and doing nerdcore hip hop allows me, like, I don't have to depend on anybody else. Like, I'd love to join a band, but if you join a band, you have to join a team, and then you're depending on 2, 3, 4 other people, and a lot of work. With nerdcore hip hop, I literally can press a button and a track plays, and then I can rap over it. And it's just like, I'm not even great at rapping. I can just rhyme things. I smoke cigarettes sometimes. I don't even have great lung capacity. There's nothing special to see here. It's just something that I really enjoy, and friends come out and support it. And it is a lot of fun.
Well, you have a whole song that it's nothing but I'm on a pacemaker.
Yeah, the pacemaker boogie. I just say I'm on a pacemaker. I'm on a pacemaker. I'm on a pacemaker.
you would literally. I tour with Action Comedy Nerd Show sometimes through Comic Cons before COVID hit. I'm telling you, you bring your show to a Comic Con, like there's like you'll have audiences of 500, 300 at a time. Dude, they would love you. You would sell. You would sell so hard, dude. I would strongly recommend getting a panel room and do your thing. And I'm telling you, you will blow the hell up. That's awesome. We definitely we have to move on, unfortunately, but I definitely want, please send me your track. I want to listen to it. I want to be able to listen to it. So when we have you back on again, I would love to talk a whole show about this, because
Thanksgiving special.
What? Thanksgiving special.
Yeah. Well, so that's what we'll do. So here we're setting it up now. We'll do a show closer to Thanksgiving, whatever Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and we'll have Ryan on. That way we can talk more about his nerdcore. If he wants to perform live, he can, or we can play a track since he owns it. We won't get hit with the copyright shit, and we can talk everything Thankskilling. We can talk about the film Ryan and I worked on. You know, just lots of different things to make the show all about Ryan. But today, the show is all about the movies you fucking love, because they fucking slaughter people left and right. And we're here to talk about the Battle of the Horror franchises.
Yes!
This is it.
It probably looked like I was masturbating right there, but I was really trying to do the psycho thing.
a psycho thing. But it kind of is. I masturbate like that. I go.
Now,
Everybody's like, "What are you doing?" It's echolocation. I'm back.
I have a question. When you masturbate, do you actually go like? Do you make that sound?
Yeah. Well, don't you?
Can you get a 5-second audio clip of that next time and then just send it over to me, please?
Sounds good. I'll do that. I'm pretty
Thanks,
sure.
man.
Just go to my OnlyFans or whatever it's called.
No, this is for the Patreon fans right here.
Patreon. Well, let's flip over to comments real quick. Tom Balin, he's watching as you drive. You bastard!
Ooh.
You better drive safely.
Wait, hold on. Yeah. So he's watching at Tom. Please drive safe. But hey, thanks for watching the show, man, and putting your life at risk. I love it. That's why Tom's one of our best friends.
Looks like a Thanksgiving special is demanded.
That's my cousin. That's my cousin Candace. She's fantastic. She's a great person.
Well, if she's demanding it, we got to give it. We have to.
Candace, we'll do it. We'll do it. So we're already in the planning stages. We'll be doing that the Wednesday before Thankskilling. Thankskilling, you got to be saying it. Thanksgiving. It'll be Thanksgiving.
It's Thankskilling for now on.
Spectacular.
It's Thankskilling for now on. Who knows what Thanksgiving is? But let's talk about it. Let's talk about our first movie on the dais, the one we love, the one that revitalized. We talked about it before. It really was the hard start to the golden era of slasher movies in the 70s, starting 78.
Got it going.
And it revitalized horror movies again in 2018 when the franchise was all but dead. But Michael Myers, man, what a fear. What a force of nature that he was in those movies. Fantastic.
Absolutely. And the thing I like most about it is that Michael Myers, while there is like a lore, a mythos, a legend behind him, at the end of the day, he's just a regular guy. Sure, he's built pretty big. Sure, he can take getting beat up and shot and set on fire and his head cut off and every other thing that happens to him through this ridiculous franchise that has like 4 awesome movies and then the rest are crap.
He beat the fuck out of Busta Rhymes.
But Busta Rhymes kicked his ass at the end, man.
You want to be on Dangertainment?
And look, man, Busta Rhymes did his Bruce Lee shit. And I was cool with that because it was entertaining. Because the thing I liked about that movie the most was when Kevin from American Pie got the knife in his head. That was the best part of that whole entire movie, right there.
That wasn't just entertainment. That was Dangertainment.
Dangertainment, yes.
Dangertainment.
But Michael Myers is still a regular human, okay? He doesn't have any supernatural powers. He's not some, like, created thing.
Hands on the movie.
He didn't get like shocked by lightning and like get blended into someone's body. There was no voodoo seance that did some shit. Look, he was a fucked up guy that had a fucked up childhood. He killed a bunch of people. They locked him away, and then he broke out and he killed a bunch of more people. He's just a regular guy, and that's why I love Halloween, man. He's a regular guy.
I'm going to defer to Ryan for my answer because I feel like he's seen some of the same movies I have. Ryan?
It takes me back to my childhood because I remember watching Halloween and Halloween 2 back to back on like ABC Halloween movie night.
And getting scared shitless as a kid.
I remember even as a child, I was so confused that he got up after like the first movie, after he's like fallen and like all of these things. He got up and then he goes, and then Halloween 2 is one of the best sequels. I just want to point out Halloween 2 is one of the best sequels of all time because it picks up right at the end of Halloween 2, at Halloween 1. And I'm just like, dude, there's no way he can be a man. I was like, Mom, is he a monster? And she's like, yes, he's a monster. And I was like, I kind of agree with that. But is he a monster of a man? I feel like there is some paranormal shit going on with Michael Myers, and I will leave it at that because everything he survives it's impossible. It's entirely not possible.
Is it though? Is it really impossible?
I did my research last night. I watched the producer cut of The Curse of Michael Myers.
Oh God, that's the worst one, Jesse. That's gotta be the worst one.
I'm not saying it's amazing, but it explains the paranormal shit and the disturbing fact that he knocked up his niece to have a baby, which is so weird.
But here, and I don't mean to cut you off, but here's what we have to understand. This franchise fractured 4 different times, and there's all these alternate timelines and ideas going on. When I talk about this, I am talking about Halloween 1, 2, H2O, and then
Resurrection,
the Busta Rhymes one, because those were the main ones that followed the Laurie Strode storyline. Now, they did that weird retcon, and they brought back the Laurie timeline, which then takes away the Busta Rhymes movie because she died in that one. So that one goes away. I think Halloween H2O still happened, but I'm not sure. All the ones with that girl that ended up being on Roseanne with the neighbor that Darlene hated when she was younger, those don't even fucking count. Those movies made no sense in the first place. And they were really shitty, horrible mask, just bad movies, not good at all. But then these 30-year later, 40-year later the sequel film came out, and they're doing another one for some reason. And I don't know why, because look, and I've got some other friends that are huge Halloween fans. My buddy Michael Norris down in Florida is a massive Halloween fan. He loved the retcon. I fucking hated it. I could barely get through it because everything that made Halloween so good was absolutely ruined in that retcon film. They show Michael Myers way too much. They give him too much screen time. They fucked up all the cool camera angles that Carpenter originally did that created the suspense and the mystery and the scariness of Michael Myers. There was way too much interaction between him and Jamie Lee Curtis to where I didn't even want to finish it. I mean, I finished it because I had to, because I finished films, but it was awful. And I know I'm in the minority because I've talked to plenty of people about this. And for me, being such a fan of Michael Myers, of the character himself, to me, that retcon film really butchered it even more. I would have just preferred them to just fucking leave it alone and not make any more, period. After what? The last one was the Busta Rhymes one, right? That was the last one before the retcon, right?
Be after the remakes. Yeah, essentially.
So, I mean, I would have been fine with them just stopping there because you know what? At the end of the day, we could just watch the original one. I have it on DVD. I have it on Blu-ray. I bought it virtually. I have it on my phone. Anywhere I am, I can fucking watch the movie.
But what's Ryan think? Because Ryan is the only one between the both of us that's cradling Michael right now. So I think it's very fair to hear what Ryan has to say.
Careful.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm actually not sure what the term that you're using is. What does that mean? Retcon. What is that?
Retcon means that you take what came before it and you get rid of it as if it never happened. And then it's what they did with Terminator with Dark Fate. Right, and if Dark Fate was a good movie, it would have been cool, but it was a piece of shit. So it's like, why did you do this?
Right. I mean, it comes down to a money thing. We know why they did it.
Well, Charles just dropped a comment that said just that. So, right on the money, Charles. Right on the money.
It really, because we all know why these things happen. And every franchise we talk about tonight has the exact same thing in common, and that is the money element. Because nothing gets better and nothing progresses for the best. Everything digresses. Thank you, Nigel. Yeah, thank you, Nigel.
Nigel's comment. Holy shit, man.
Dude.
There it is. He's showing us all the Captain Picard skirted egg. Ryan, do a full rotation of your head. Let's see it. There it is. Oh,
there it is.
The skirted egg. Look how good it is. And Ryan is under 40 years old, ladies and gentlemen. So let that sink in for a minute.
Count your blessings, children.
Count your blessings. That's why I wear a bandana. I'm bald in the front now.
Now, we have to move on to the next movie, but before we go forth with this, what is your favorite of the Halloween movies? What is your favorite film of the franchise, Ryan?
Halloween 2.
Halloween 2. Why?
Halloween 2, and it's because it has one of the most, in my opinion, one of the most gruesome kills with the hammer. Gruesome kills in cinematic history, and it's just there's no sound. It's just like a thud.
Yeah,
that's it. And it's like, We're good. That was the most realistic, horrifying thing ever. Yeah, that's my favorite one.
Okay. Let's hear from you, John.
Both the original John Carpenter and the first Rob Zombie. Two-way tie for number one. Can't break the tie, so I got to list both of them.
Nice. Two-way tie with the original John Carpenter and the 40 Years Later.
Okay, that's fine. Everyone's allowed to have their own opinion. That's fine.
Nigel just threw his in H2O because of Busta Rhymes.
Doing his Bruce Lee thing, Nigel. Like, you're not wrong, man. And he kicked his ass into those wires and he got all shocked. Remember that?
And he does that jump reverse kick. I was like, yes!
But do you think they were going to have Busta Rhymes in a movie and then kill him off? Come on.
Yeah. Hold on one second. One more comment from Nigel. Nigel's just starting shit today.
Yeah, he is.
Just starting it. He's just starting it right now. All right, let's jump on to our next
floor's dirty.
Jesus, man. Oh, here we go.
Arguably a movie with two horror icons. Obviously,
Yeah.
Jason, and then Pamela Voorhees.
Yeah,
who I am still going to say I want Jessica Lange make a reboot with her. You cowards!
I agree with you, Jesse. That she would make a fantastic Pamela Voorhees. Fantastic. Ryan, what do you think about Jessica Lange doing that if they ever did a real reboot?
Dude, 100% in.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, 100% in.
She would nail it, dude. She would she would get a fucking Oscar for that. She would nail it, man.
She says one line.
Yeah, everyone's like, "Oh,
Ryan, I'm gonna set the mood. You ready? Imagine a dark, gray, rainy day, and everybody's at a funeral outside holding umbrellas, and there's Pamela Voorhees holding a cigarette in the umbrella, right?
Oh, dude, I love it already.
She's broken. And then she looks over to the corner of her eyes, and you can see a quick little glimpsey flashback. The kids who didn't save Jason actually have the balls to show up to the funeral. And imagine how pissed she would be, how much she would need to kill them.
I have something to say, though. With seeing how Jessica Lange performed in her various characters in the American Horror Story franchise, I would like to see the Pamela Voorhees character evolve. I want to use that sex appeal that Jessica Lange still has, and she's in her 50s or 60s now, and you look at her, you're like, damn, she's still got it going on. I want her to take that and use that into the film. I want her to sleep with some of the kids and then kill them to throw them off. Like, I want to see Jessica Lange doing it, man. I want to see her just steamroll that whole fucking camp, dude. I really, truly want to see this. Like, let's make this happen. We need to find her fan mail address. All three of us need to independently email her and say, hey, find whoever's writing this script in Hollywood, because we know somebody's writing it somewhere, and attach yourself to this project. Make this happen.
Ryan, I want to apologize. This turned into a softcore porn of Friday the 13th.
Hey, I'm just saying.
I didn't know that was going to happen. I want to extend my apology.
I mean, I would invest in this pornography.
Friday the 13th inch.
Friday the 13th.
But I do want her smoking a Virginia Slim the entire time. Every scene she's in, no matter what the scene is, I want a half, like, burnt down, long cherry, like Virginia Slim sticking out of her fingers every single scene. That has to happen. Hands down. It's got to happen.
Now let's jump
talk about our Friday the 13th films that we really like. Well, how would you know, Nigel?
All right, let's jump back into our Friday the 13th thing. Let's get back into it. So let's talk about it. Why do we love it? Ryan, what do you think has drawn so much love to Camp Crystal Lake's two favorite residents?
Well, I mean, I think that we're at a good point where you can compare Halloween and Friday the 13th as far as, Jason and Michael Myers. They don't talk. They don't say shit. They're just scary with sharp objects.
Yes.
That's already horrifying. Jason has the upper hand because he's at a camp. And that's a very unique place to be. And there's woods and water, and it's already pretty scary. And he's not human. Like, that's the other thing that they kind of, like, you kind of get that idea. When you watch the original, they totally gaslight you and make you feel like, oh, yeah, it's actually like this.
Yeah.
And then you're like, whoa. But it was cool that it's the only franchise that just pivoted and said, oh, Jason actually is a pretty good idea. Let's actually use him as a character moving forward.
But that brings up a serious question about this franchise. So we have the first film where Jason Voorhees is not in it, and the ending is ambiguous. We don't know if he really popped out of the water or not. It's just like the Total Recall ending. Everybody's got their theory, but it's never actually determined, like, conclusively. But then we go to part 2, and Jason is now a grown-ass man. So where did we get from Jason's been dead in the water for 30 years and his mom gets killed, and then we go back to the camp and now Jason's alive and well, walking around, he's a grown-ass man? Jesse, explain it to me, because I never connected those dots before. And I've watched these films 100 times. So
there was this kind of low-key love between Wes Craven, God, what's the guy's name who created Friday the 13th? I forgot his name. And Sam Raimi. They all kind of had little Easter eggs of each other's movies, and they're like, Sam Raimi had the Freddy Krueger claws in Evil Dead. Yep. Wes Craven mentioned Evil Dead in some of his movies, as well as Evil Dead Had the Hills Had Eyes. But so, like, they all, and Wes Craven was he knew the creator of Friday the 13th. So there's this weird kind of clubhouse of horror movie directors. And what happened was that they kind of wanted to allude to the audience at all times that this is in the same world. Friday the 13th, Freddy versus Jason, I love that movie. They brought the two together. There was supposed to be a sequel to that where they meet Ash and the Evil Dead.
I heard about that, but it never happened.
It got turned into a comic book, but the problem was the rights. They couldn't get 3 studios to agree to make this movie. Now,
makes sense.
They set this up as far back as Jason Goes to Hell. In the movie, you will see the Necronomicon Ex Mortis as well as the Kandarian dagger, which
and Freddie's hand comes up and pulls the mask down.
Yes, too. And then, so right there connects all 3 of those movies. But then the interesting thing is the Kandarian dagger kills Jason, and the Kandarian dagger kills only one thing: Deadites. So the theory I have is sometime before Pamela died, maybe the night before it happened, she had the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. Imagine a mourning mother who wants to bring her child back to life. Cabin in the woods near Camp Crystal Lake. I don't know how the book got there from Michigan, but Hollywood writers can figure that shit out on your own. But point is, it traveled. The point is, if Ash's hand can travel miles and miles, as the TV show shows. My point is, so I don't get too long-winded, is that he's a Deadite. So Deadites can shift and grow and do whatever they want. They're kind of Kandarian demons. They do whatever they want. So that's how you get child, ghost, big giant dude.
I can buy it. That makes sense. I do like the idea of the shared universe, because that always bothered me, even when I was a kid. It's just like, wait, this makes no sense, the connection between the first and the second one. Pamela connects it, and the counselors connect it, but it was never connected with how Jason's literally dead in the water in one movie, and then the next movie, magically he's a full-grown adult. So it's just like, what the fuck? This makes no sense. And then in the third Jason movie, we get that iconic hockey mask. And Friday the 13th Part 2 was in 3D. And this is old school 3D, folks. We're talking like red and blue 3D, which is really shitty 3D. But for the time, it was revolutionary. It was fun to watch. And then they released a DVD set about 15 years ago that it was Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D, but it wasn't the blue and the red. It was normal 3D glasses. You better believe I bought that shit. And we watched it one night. Everybody got pissed drunk. It was great. It was in my old apartment. And we had the best fucking time watching that movie. Oh, my God. great memories of watching that. So I loved part 3. I love that they did the glasses, and I love that that's when we finally got that iconic hockey mask that carried us all the way through. So here's my question to you guys, because we're battling franchises right now. Of Halloween and Friday the 13th, which is what we've only talked about, who has the better mask? Is it Jason's hockey mask, or is it William Shatner's Halloween mask? Which one?
Brian, you go first.
Oh, I think it's Jason. Jason wins the iconic mask, hands down, in my opinion. Because I mean, it's the most easily produced thing. It's everywhere. I mean, the Myers mask. It's iconic, but it's not as iconic as that hockey mask. It just isn't.
Okay.
Yeah, the mask. Okay, so right now Maddie is joining in real fast. I'm going to throw out some what we have. Also, actually wanted or.
So we're a little divided. We've got some people saying Halloween. Some people, you were saying Friday the 13th. Me, I'm going to have to go with Michael Myers just because it's, even though I love Friday the 13th, Michael Myers is my dude. So I got to go with him in the Shat mask.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I'm going to be brutally honest. And I'm brutally honest because I love Michael Myers. And Michael Myers, he's a bigger favorite. I favorite top. Yeah. I like Michael Myers more than Jason, but because the question was posed, who had the better mask consistently, it will have to go to Jason.
I'll give you that.
Because and I blame the movie studios.
Yeah, you're right.
They screwed up. Halloween 4, guess what color Jason's mask was? Orange and pink. Stupid. They had to dye it and fix it. They couldn't even get their own mask right.
Yeah, and it looked weird. It wasn't the standard Shat mask that they had been using. It just looked like ass. So yeah. I agree. Objectively, yes, that is correct.
He used Shat and ass in the same sentence.
I fucking did, man. So yeah, I agree. Objectively, Jason Voorhees. Personally, Michael Myers.
Yeah, but if I had to pick each franchise with their mask at their best, I will always go with Halloween. Yeah, but that goes with it. So, but anyways, let's jump one more thing further. We got to talk about the favorite film of the franchise. So, Ryan, what was your favorite film of the Friday the 13th and why?
I can't wait for this.
I'm going to go with my why first, and you're already going to know. It has the most unique kill.
Any of this. Come on, man. And if you take my kill, I'm going to be pissed off.
When he takes the woman's head and puts it in the liquid nitrogen and smashes it. Jason X, best film in the franchise, period. My favorite. I think that it's got rewatchability all over. I watch it all the time. Love it. Favorite of the entire series.
Dude, I kind of have to agree that won't be my favorite one, but I love Jason X. You're right. I could watch it 100 times. It's got so much fan service in it. It's got creative kills. And let's be honest, it has the recreation of the kill everybody loves, which is the two girls in the sleeping bags beating them until they die again. Yes. And it's like he was in the holodeck, like in Star Trek, and he was like getting off on it. He's like, yes, I remember this. Great. I'm about to come. Yes. So, I mean, it was great, dude. It was absolutely fantastic.
All right. Okay, so mine is X. My favorite one is X for all those reasons. And the closest second will be Jason Goes to Hell for 2 reasons. And they're my personal reasons. Number one, because they linked the Evil Dead to it. And I love Evil Dead. That's one of my favorite franchises. And number 2, Jason goes to my hometown of Youngstown, Ohio. In the beginning, he goes to the Youngstown morgue. And I'm sorry, I'm a Youngstownie. I got to represent. I'm a Young Stallion Italian, right? I love it. So I got to go with that.
So for mine, it would have to be, it's from Jason Takes Manhattan, probably one of the most ridiculous Jason films. Next to part 4, where fucking Crispin Glover shows up and gets a meat cleaver to the face, which is fantastic. And then Corey Feldman's running around in like 3 of these movies. But no, I'd have to say that it's Jason Takes Manhattan because it's got 2 of my favorite kills of all time from Jason. The first one is the guy trying to be Apollo Creed on the rooftop and boxing Jason, and he just looks at him and does the Johnny Cage uppercut. boom, head gets popped off, rolls away. That was beautiful. But the best one is when he takes that professor, turns him upside down, and dunks him in that barrel of toxic waste that is just sitting on the streets. Oh, fantastic, dude. Absolutely fantastic.
Dude, he was going down like Apollo Creed, the one fighter kid. I felt like I was imitating that one scene from Rocky IV. Throw the damn towel!
Throw the towel, Rock! Throw the towel!
Throw the damn towel!
Oh, it's not over.
But I also loved, for many years, I was under the impression that Manhattan at around midnight every night just routinely puts toxic sludge in its sewers. I thought that was a common fact that I was privy to by watching that movie. I was like, yeah, they do that every night.
I mean, maybe they do. I don't live in New York. I've known people that have lived in New York. None of them have said anything about it. But who the fuck knows? Maybe they're. I mean, well, Men at Work. No, that took place in California where they were dumping money in that. I love that film. Estevez and Charlie Sheen. Yeah, shut the fuck up, Ryan. You know it's a good movie. We talked about it many times. Yes, it is. We talked about it.
Maddie loves it.
I fucking love Men at Work, man. Okay, anyways, so we got that. What's the worst in the franchise for us?
The worst. Oh, God. I got to say it was the Copycat Killer. What was the one where it wasn't Jason at all? It was the escape mental patient.
Was that 7 or 6?
It's after he dies. It's after Jason dies, and then right before he's resurrected for good.
Was it when he was chained up under the water, or were he
No.
dead,
Jason's not in this movie at all. Like, he is not in this movie.
I don't know what one is.
I can't wait. Let me look this up real quick. But move on. What's your guys' worst?
Ryan, what's your worst in the Friday?
I thought the remake was dreadful.
Really? I like that. They combined the first 3 movies.
I saw the It did not do it for me. I did not enjoy the remake at all. I thought that was I thought it was my least favorite by far out of the whole thing.
Wow. I actually really like that one. I would have to say the worst one I have is definitely part 4 with Crispin Glover and Corey Feldman, because I just like, why the fuck are these guys in this movie? Like, this is just patently absurd. And then Corey Feldman like shaves his head and puts on some guy liner at the end, and then all of a sudden Jason sees himself or something. I don't fucking know. So yeah, I don't. That's why I don't watch that one.
Nigel, I am a slacker. I had to look it up, and I remember it now. It's Friday the 13th, the New Beginnings. So this is
Beginnings.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay.
Basically, if you want to watch a slasher movie where they constantly make fun of people with intellectual disabilities or anything like that, if you want anything, that's the movie. Like, every 5 seconds they keep saying something horribly offensive, and you're like, whoa, that didn't age well.
Yeah.
You're just like, shit. So, yeah, it is just so, it's garbage.
I'm gonna be watching that one tonight, by the way.
Yeah, for them, it's like their season of The Witches times 9/11. That's the best way.
It wasn't really that bad. It just wasn't a Michael Myers centric film, is all.
I know, but I know, but still,
I get it. Trust me, I get it. It's weird.
Sorry,
I need one of those crazy boards to explain it to somebody, so I get it. You know, like, it's right here, and you go here, and this is how you get there.
Exactly. Who wants a Jason movie without a Jason movie? Exactly.
All right, Jesse, what is our next film that we're going to battle against?
Let's talk about it. Nightmare on Elm
Street.
Street.
The wisecracking, I'm going to kill you in your dreams, horribly disfigured person, but he's got a dope-ass striped sweater that I really want, and a really sweet fedora hat. So,
do you know what the story behind his sweater is?
Let's hear it. I'm sure you're going to tell us.
Because he wanted to find the 2 colors. And his costume is based on the idea of finding 2 colors that don't match, and they're not pleasing to the eye. Like, he put a lot of work into that character. I know. Now it's more pleasing. Yeah. It's more acceptable. Back then, that was a very disturbing color to look at.
Oh, sure.
Just much like how John Carpenter, the tune for Michael Myers' theme is is off key on purpose. There's a
Yeah.
part of it off key because it's supposed to
Make you
mess with
uncomfortable, and yeah.
But that movie is innovative in every way possible. I mean, what other movie have they flipped an entire room upside down so a girl can crawl on the ceiling and die? Like, wow.
Poltergeist did it first, but we're not being too critical. But yeah,
another franchise that is also pretty good.
Well,
yeah,
actually,
Poltergeist 1 and 2, 3 was, but 1 and 2, yeah, for sure.
Well, actually, Poltergeist did it first.
Father of the Year.
It was. Now, Ryan, what's your take on Nightmare on Elm Street? Love it, hate it? What is your thing?
It's my favorite franchise, number one. Like,
okay, this is your favorite. Here we go.
This is my favorite because I think that it stands the test of time in the sense that you have a serial killer who is in your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has that in common because everybody sleeps. Not a single person on earth doesn't. So to have a murderer in your dreams is actually horrifying when you really get to the root of it. I mean, that's the scariest thing possible. And I've seen the movies in Nightmare more than any other franchise just because they get so unique. Like when you talk about Dream Warriors, when you're talking about Nightmare 3 and they actually fight back, I'm like, that was every kid's dream.
Absolutely.
Like, I want to fight the bad. Like you go to bed thinking like I want to fight somebody in my dream. I just thought that the originality and the idea of a dream serial killer is unbeatable, completely unbeatable.
I agree. And like Dream Warrior was a great soundtrack for the movie. And then the next movie had one of my favorite lines where the one black kid goes, "Freddy Krueger, pussy!"
But then we got to part 5 and it was like, what the fuck is happening in this movie? Well, that's why, because they were writing the script as they were shooting it at the same time.
Yeah. Now let's see what our comment section has to say. So much charisma and one line.
Totally agree.
Yes.
Totally agree. And that's one thing that Wes Craven let Robert Englund do, is really, really make the Freddy Krueger character his own. So he talked about the weight of the glove, and because the glove was made from metal and rivets, that it would pull him down, and how when he would wisecrack to the kids, he would still be taunting them as if he already knew they were going to be dead. And all these things that Wes Craven let Robert Englund develop about the character is what makes the character iconic. So even if you're watching the shittiest one, which is part 5, we all agree, you're still like, but you know what? I can watch it because of him. Because that's my guy, and I can't wait to see him slice somebody's fucking face open with those knives. Like, so even though the film is absolute shit, you still watch it because fucking Freddy Krueger's in it, and you're in it for Freddy Krueger, nothing more. You just want to see him slaughter these fucking kids.
Now, real quickly, Ryan, can you do me a favor? I want you to give us the best Freddy and give us that line.
Oh, I can't. Dude, no way.
Let's all do it. All three of us.
You'll
Ready?
do it? You'll do it. All right, here we go.
Ryan, you do it first.
No, go.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
I like how you did that. I like
that, man.
Okay.
He is very fingery.
Whoa! We're not talking about the movie 7 here. We're talking about Friday the 13th. Or not Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Look, I got confused. So,
wow.
All right, Jesse, let's hear your impression. Ryan, you're next, so get fucking ready.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
Oh, there we go.
Damn.
Jesse brought it, man.
Brought it.
Can't even beat that. It's just like that was on point.
But come on, give us yours, man. You're a fan of this. Let's hear it.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, he drew out the pronunciation. That's good. That's the Robert Englund move right there, man. Nice.
I think Tom says it best. A true killer can't be replicated.
Exactly.
He's the best.
Exactly.
He's the best.
So let's hear everybody's favorite Nightmare on Elm Street. And I know there's Nightmare on Elm Street fans in the comments section. What is your favorite one? Ryan, you start us off. What's your favorite Nightmare on Elm Street film.
So I mentioned it already. Dream Warriors, like Nightmare 3. And just a quick bit of trivia. This is Thankskilling trivia, real quick. There is a moment in Thankskilling where the turkey gets it. So it's my death scene, Darren the Nerd's death scene. The turkey gets into my mouth and pulls out my tongue. This was not in the script. It was the day of shooting my death scene, and I was supposed to die because he pecks out my heart. But I had just watched Nightmare 3 the night before we shot my death scene, and there is a scene where the guy is in the hospital, and the nurse comes in, beautiful nurse, pulls her top off, and she starts making out with the kid. Freddy Krueger, she bites his tongue and pulls his tongue out, and then he dies, right? So I wanted to replicate that in Thankskilling, and we were able to. We had the opportunity to do so. And so when you see Thankskilling and you see the turkey pulling out my tongue, it was because I watched Nightmare 3 the night before.
That scene is the best in that whole movie, but we'll talk about that on our Thankskilling Spectacular the day before Thanksgiving. Jesse, what's your favorite out of the whole Nightmare on Elm Street franchise? And please don't say the reboot, because that was ass.
Okay, because it does count, because it was done with New Line.
Here we go.
God, see the shit I get right now.
Here we go.
It's going to be Freddie versus Jason.
Okay, that's okay.
It technically counts as the franchise because I bought the box set. It doesn't come in Jason's box set, but it comes in there. So, and I say that because they literally set up a great reason for the two to fight, but they also made him scary at the beginning. Like his teeth were friggin' sharp again. Oh, they're gonna forget about me. And like he's just getting angry at the beginning. And like,
I'm afraid.
Oh, somebody
that was right there.
There we go.
But that's what I mean. Like they brought him. Like the original's the original. I love the original, but they brought him back to his scary form.
Yes,
and that's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for it.
More scary. Yeah.
Yes,
you totally agree. Totally agree.
Tom says the first one. The first is always the best. I agree. It's an OG. I mean, Nancy, great final girl, killer, awesome. Very awesome.
So I have to agree with both Maddie and Tom. OG, it's my favorite. Now I do have a very soft spot for part 2, which I know everybody fucking hates. I don't care. I love part 2. I love everything about it. I love the coach getting towel whipped in the shower. It's just amazing. But OG, definitely, to me, that's the scariest. And actually, I'll tell you, as a kid, the only part that freaked me out was at the end, and this is the part everyone complains about, when Nancy's having the dream where she gets in the car with her friends and they pull the top up, and when they pull the top up, it's Freddie's sweater, and you're like, oh no, some shit's about to go down. And then all of a sudden the hand breaks through the window in the door, grabs his mom, and sucks her through. Now, there are plenty of people that bitch about that special effect. I'm not going to lie. I watched it a couple nights ago. I feel like it still holds up because it looks terrifying. Her body like morphs and twists as it's pulled inside. And that's what scared the shit out of me. Yeah. As a little kid, I was like, oh my God, I could be standing next to some like window or door or something, and this motherfucker's just going to bust his hand through and just suck me into it. I loved that. That scene as a kid is what scared me versus the entire rest of the movie. And I get people complain about it, but I think that scene still holds up and it's terrifying. So OG for me, but I also have a soft spot for part 2.
And people who complain about the way that it looks, you're in a dream. You're in a dream.
Right.
Yeah. It doesn't matter because you're in a dream.
Yeah. Or are they? It's another ambiguous ending. Are they in the dream?
Last we checked, Freddie died in real life.
I don't know. Is it Blue Sky on Mars? Who the fuck knows?
But going back to the comments section, we got New Nightmare. Yes, that was a precursor to. Oh wait, that's you.
Ryan, Jets, come on, get it together.
I'm like, wait a second, that's the same name as our guest.
Hey, we got a couple people joining here. We've got Jordan Jenkins on, and we've got Josh Shitalski. That's not how you pronounce his last name, but that's how I've always pronounced it. So thanks for watching, guys.
I can't believe I clicked it, and I was like, wait a second, that's him. I'm a jackass.
I did that. I'm sorry.
You're-
I commented
you
on
got
my own stream.
All right, so look, guys, we only have time for one more, and we actually had 2 left. So which one do we want to do?
We're doing the good one.
We're doing the good one?
Doing the good one. I'm
Show
sorry.
us what the good one is.
Saw.
Yes! Yes! I love Saw. I don't care what anyone says. I love fucking Saw, man.
I'm gonna give my quick thing so I can get I want to hear Ryan's opinion on this. But like, it is one of the most like storyline consistent.
Oh,
There's so much beautiful consistency. You might not like the storyline, I always tell people, but it is consistent. There is barely a plot hole, even to the end where like there's a lot of physical shit that's happening.
And the first movie, they bring it all back.
It's beautiful. Now, Ryan, what's your thoughts on Saw?
In every Saw film, every kill scene is completely unique.
Yes.
Being realistic. I mean, some of the things aren't realistic, but there are things. Yeah, I mean, it could happen, and like that's what I think is just so scary, and it's dirty.
Yeah,
everything is dirty, so it just makes it even worse.
Absolutely,
like, oh, that's so gross. Yeah, I love it. Like, I haven't seen every single one because I think there's 10. Is there 10?
There's only 7 plus Jigsaw, so it's total.
So
8. Yeah. But then we got Spiral that's coming out next year.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Jigsaw yet. That's on my to-do list.
Yeah, definitely check it out. Like I said, they do a little bit. They do something a little different for Jigsaw, which I like. Spiral, they're going to do something different, but it's going to bring it back. Like the one thing I think they need to bring back is Gordon. Gordon, like the fact you find out he was there the entire time is beautiful.
Yep.
Beautiful. Because that was kind of something they left open for 6 movies, and then they lay it all out on Front Street in the 7th movie. And you're like, perfect. But as you said, Ryan, the deaths are unique. There's a certain art to the way they murdered people in that movie.
Absolutely. I love the insurance guy that denied the family their dad's coverage. And the way he goes out is this giant board with like 50 needles with hydrochloric acid all like sticking to his back, and it injects the acid in him, and it just melts his body in half. I'm like, God damn, that's fantastic. Like, I wonder what that smelled like, you know? Like, God damn.
It must have been shitty, I would imagine. And I imagine there was shit in there. Now here's the thing I'm gonna ask. The one thing about these movie franchises is they give me great anxiety at the end when you hear the ba-na-na, da-na-na, you're like, oh shit, we missed something. There's a twist. There's a twist.
And it's like showing the flashbacks and everybody doing shit. And you're like, wait. Oh my God, he was doing that during that time. Holy fuck.
Ryan, what was your fuck me up, I didn't see that coming twist ending?
I'm going to probably be the least original out of every single film that I've seen of the Saw franchise and go with the original, because the original was one of the most mind-blowing endings I've ever seen. That was didn't even was in the room. I got up and walked away. He was in the movie, like
the whole time, just laying there.
He got up and walked away.
Yep, and you got agreement there, and Maddie sees that. Yes, it is.
Jesse,
John.
Oh, okay. Mine would be the first reveal of Hoffman when he's sitting there, and you're just like, oh shit, Donnie Wahlberg just got his head clapped with the ice, and you're like, oh my god, Hoffman's about to get it next. There's all this water, the electricity, and then he's just like, nope, and just you're like, oh my god, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, that blew my mind, because it was almost like Saw was in like 2 pieces. Like, the first 4 movies are one half, and then the last movies are another half. It's like getting up to the reveal of Hoffman, and then everything after that. So it was like 2 separate series molded into one. And I saw every single one of them in the theater opening night. And everybody in the theater I was in was like, oh shit, when like the reveal came, because it was all people who were into it. It was a great theater experience. So for me, that's got to be my one. It
would have been so funny when Donnie Wahlberg died if Hoffman would have just said something like, Looks like he's no new kid on the ice blocks. And just walked away. Just walked away. All right, my movie. My is the second movie. Where if he would have sat there and just waited and talked to him as he promised, his son would have been safe.
Yep.
Oh.
So can we talk real quick and all agree that one of the most uncomfortable things that I've ever watched in filmmaking, other than a child being murdered in murder set pieces, is the fact that jacked dude picks Amanda up and throws her in the pit of hypodermic needles, and they're just all fucking sticking out of her. No, look, whether you're afraid of needles or not, no one wants that shit. I would rather you kill me with the hydrochloric acid than throw me in the pit of the hypodermic needles.
She survived. She survived, didn't she? She crawled out of it.
Yeah, she did. They're all sticking out of her hand, her arms, legs, her body. Like, no one wants that, man. It's so uncomfortable. Nobody wants that. So I got to give an honorable mention there. Hands down.
Oh, definitely. Great.
So we talked about Halloween.
Wait, never mind. We kind of did it with twist ending. Go back to what you're doing.
So we talked about Halloween. We talked about Friday the 13th. We talked about Nightmare on Elm Street. And we talked about Saw, which I guess you could say Jigsaw, but, you know, not really. But we'll just say that. We'll just say Saw, and we'll argue the semantics later. So, of those four, which one takes the crown? And if you're watching and you want to comment what you think is the best out of these four. Ryan, you're our guest. You start us off. Which is the best?
I'm going to go with Nightmare on Elm Street simply because it is a genre it's stuck to the horror genre, and it's stuck to comedy, and it's had it in every single film. As cheesy as they could be, it doesn't matter because that's how they started. So Nightmare on Elm Street, hands down.
All right.
For me, just on the pure fact of the beautiful consistency and the constant twist endings, got to give it to Saw. And I love Michael Myers. Hey, Michael Myers, come through my door and stab me in my sleep for saying that. And I will accept that death handsomely. But I got to give it to that. And real quick, I got to throw one out to Maddie real fast because Maddie did bring up Evil Dead. I truly believe Evil Dead is the best franchise. We didn't get a chance to talk about it today. But I mean, even more consistent than Saw. But man, I know. Michael Myers, Jason, and Freddie can come through this door and fuck me, and I will take that on the chin, literally. All right, I will take it on the chin. But
we all love Evil Dead. We love Evil Dead. So, okay, so I don't disagree with a word that you said, Jesse, or even what you said, Ryan. And as much as I want to pick Saw because I fucking love Saw so much, I have to go with Halloween. It was the one that started it all. We had this discussion before. It is responsible for kind of that movement into the slasher type franchise. It has some very well-shot scenes that will make you uncomfortable. There are scenes that I replicate when I dress in my Michael Myers full authentic costume, and I go stand in my neighbor's backyard staring at their kitchen window for a half hour. And then when they see me and freak out, I immediately disappear. So when they look again, I'm gone. Or when I drive around my neighborhood in my car completely dressed up, and when I see people on the road, I slow down and stare at them as I drive by, because why not? It's fucking Halloween. Get over it. So I got to say Halloween for me, it's OG. It's got a fantastic killer, a great story. There's some amazing death scenes in there, like when dude with the glasses gets stuck to the wall, and then he goes in the girl and she shows her boobs, and then she gets killed. I love Saw though too, man. Like I said, I've got to go with the original Halloween. My cat again. Sorry, guys. So,
no, you're good. Dude, if you guys can see us, my dog is currently humping a monkey right now. So I am the way. He has a stuffed monkey he's humping. So if you hear with the sound of car keys jingling, it's him getting himself off of it. Knock it off, Jesus. Sorry, I gotta get a studio
to clean up after this, man. So
I need a studio. Anyways, so that's all for the show, guys. And I want to just throw out a few more comments. Nigel, we were all blown away. All of us were blown away. Let's see. See, look, you got a fan, Ryan. Sound like this
Hey,
guy.
Tom, DM me. DM me, Tom.
DM me. Yeah, and then Bill, of all people, thinks I look like a religious extremist. And Bill knows exactly where I stand on that.
Josh!
You're Josh now.
We got to have Bill back on the show. After our Halloween shows are up, we will definitely have Bill back on the show. Yeah, Death to America, those infidels.
Death to America. Josh is the scariest movie franchise I've ever seen.
Oh my God.
Dude, Josh fucked me up, man.
I love how
man.
Bill popped in the last 30 seconds and got like 3 laughs immediately.
That's how good Bill is. Bill's that good. But anyways, before we get out of here, Ryan, anything you want to plug before we're out of here?
So I am having a record release show online. It's going to be weird, but Friday the 13th in November,
Yeah.
I'm going to do a record release show. I've got some guests to be announced, but if you want to stay informed, give me a friend request or go like HugeEuge on Facebook, and I'll do some nerdy raps for some donations.
That sounds like a plan. So go on there, check it out right now, and we'll tag it in the tomorrow video when we post the YouTube up so everybody can get to that.
Absolutely.
Send us all that information if you can, just so we can share it out with everybody. But stay on right now because we're going to talk after the show real fast. But I want to say thank you to everybody who joined. You guys lit up the comment section. Bill, Nigel, Tom, Maddie, our guest Ryan. Let's see who else. Candace. Let's see. Man, we had a lot of people. And Pete from the Funny Stop and Tom. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll be back next week, Wednesday, 7 p.m. We'll announce the topic for tomorrow. But get ready. We're gonna have a lot of fun because you guys keep it going. Wait, what's this? Yes, only Ryan.
Oh, we got to have a showdown now, Ryan. You and
Thanks,
I.
Nigel.
Man.
Thanks, Nigel. But anyways, until then, oh, by the way, like our page. Like it. You will see all our content. Share our video. Share this video so people can see it. And also, tomorrow, Thursday, on YouTube, will be released. We'll share it on Facebook.
Don't
but
forget
until then,
to YouTube as well.
Yes. Until then, I'm Jesse.
And I'm John.
And you've been sitting at the grown-up table. Thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful night. Make sure you
Ryan.
share and like.